when you smile, your entire face has to smile. And I want to help everyone who's going through this in some or the other way.
When he says, "I'm the danger," he means it.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Coral and this is the first video in the series of videos where we are going to look at meaning and significance of soft skills and find out the different ways in which we can improve them from real and fictitious characters. If stage fright is stopping you from expressing yourself, then I think fear has become your enemy and you need to improve your soft skills to overcome it. And I understand how tough this process can be because I have gone through all the steps as well. We live in a country where people are obsessed with English. And often people don't even know what is to be done, where we have to learn English as second or third language with limited exposure at times. So what exactly has to be done to improve the language, to improve the soft skills and to get better at it in general? And that's actually the main reason why I started Coral Creates, because I wanted to share my journey with everyone. Because I believe application is important and I want to help everyone who's going through this in some or the other way. And let's talk about one word which is very important right now for all of us, Kinesics. Kinesics is actually a systematic study of assigning meaning to non-verbal cues and body motions. So just think about this. Sherlock Holmes used to use kinesics in his deductions. I'll tell you why it is so important to know what kinesics is. Once we understand what our non-verbal cues are telling others, we'll be able to manage them in a better way. We'll have a better control over how we present ourselves to the others. And can you believe this? A detective like Sherlock Holmes, even though he's a fictional character and whose work seems so incredible, used to use the same methods for his deductions. Let me share a scene from Sherlock on BBC Network where I can tell you exactly what I mean by this. Sherlock Holmes, a well-known eccentric consultant detective, wanted a flatmate. He asked his friend for help and his friend turned up with Dr. Watson after some hours, and at this point Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes knew nothing about each other. But it took only 1 minute for Sherlock to know every single thing about Dr. Watson. The first question that he asked him was Afghanistan or Iraq. And you know why and how this happened?
Later on, Sherlock explains it to Dr. Watson, how he was able to deduct everything about Dr. Watson's life within a few seconds. It was because of his haircut, the way he held himself, and his conversation that indicated his military background. Also, only his face was tanned, which meant he had lived abroad, but he wasn't sunbathing. Although he limped badly when he walked, Dr. Watson didn't ask for a chair while standing. Adding all this together, Sherlock Holmes came to a conclusion that Dr. Watson was an army doctor who developed psychosomatic limp because of traumatic experiences in either Afghanistan or Iraq.
And people, do you know the interesting part? Sherlock Holmes had just used the non-verbal cues to understand everything about Dr. Watson's past life. Non-verbal cues, how he spoke and how he looked, that's all. And in the similar fashion in our real lives as well, consciously and unconsciously we end up doing the same. When it comes to non-verbal communication, there are 3 factors that we all need to know, only 3: voice, appearance and body language. And I'm going to talk about these 3 factors in later videos. When you're listening to someone, for example, if you tilt your head a little bit, it seems like you're listening to them very attentively and they will understand it as well. Okay, just by tilting your head you show your interest, and what happens is they feel like you're listening to them and they tell you even more things about themselves. Other thing is eye contact. We all know this, how important eye contact is, because with appropriate eye contact we are able to show people that we are confident, we are interested, and yes, we are listening. And if there is too much eye contact, people might think that you are being inappropriate in that moment, and you might make them uncomfortable. So that's also there. Most common non-verbal cue is crossing your arm, through which you might show people that you want to protect and defend yourself from the world around you. And that can be done through different ways as well. Many times people hold their glasses in front of them, so it does the same thing. It's like creating a barrier between you and the world around you. Another example that I can think of is whenever you're introduced to a stranger for the first time, you start looking at the floor immediately, and no one has to tell you to do that. You know why it happens? Because at that moment you feel like the spotlight is on you and you feel conscious, and that's why you look towards the floor. At this point, I want to share something with you all. I have chosen Walter White from Breaking Bad as a character, the second character in this video. What I have done is taken 2 stages from his life. First stage is from the time when he was a teacher, and the second stage when he turned into Heisenberg. I have compared both the stages with each other, and through that tried to show you the way in which he changed over the period of time.
A chemistry teacher at a high school who is well known for his blue crystal. I've tried to draw Walter White, the teacher, on the screen now. In the very beginning, this character is not happy with his life. Just imagine a brilliant man who is financially frustrated and is diagnosed with lung cancer. He tries everything he can to instill his enthusiasm in his students, but they don't seem to care. In this image, you can see him leaning against the table as if he needs the support to keep going despite everything. He also had hair at this point, which he later lost due to chemotherapy. Then there's the next image, which clearly shows the difference. He gradually transforms into Heisenberg, an excellent but dangerous myth cook. When he says, "I'm the danger," he means it. Look at his clothes. He continued to shave his head and began wearing a black hat and glasses. His jacket took the place of the cardigan he wore at first.
Last thing that I want to talk to you about is open body language. So what's an open body language? Basically, you have to make sure that whenever you come across a stranger, your body language should be welcoming. And what do we mean by that? So the idea here is that when you are confident, your body actually shows it to the others. So the shoulders are not slouched, they are straight. You're looking directly at a person, maintaining appropriate eye contact, smiling throughout as if you mean it. Then your palms are open, your feet are 6 to 8 inches away from each other, and your entire body weight is balanced on your 2 feet. So that way you actually show that yes, you are comfortable in that situation and you're not anxious, and it makes the other person comfortable as well. Just a basic thing, people. Smile often and smile like you mean it, and when you smile, your entire face has to smile, and that's it. That's all you need. My final take on this topic in this video is that you need to be aware of how you present yourself to the world, and for that I'll advise you to start looking at people around you. That will be a good start for you. Just do one thing, keep smiling and appear confident with this open body language, and you will see the response that you get, the feedback that you get from people around you will significantly improve, and it will make you even more confident. After this, in the next video, we are going to see what are the most important factors in non-verbal cues and how to improve them to become better, to get better in communication in general. If you've enjoyed this, please hit like, comment and share, and thank you for watching it.